Trading is one of those things that you can get rewarded for doing the wrong thing, unfortunately.
Yeah,
However, if you learn in the right way, you can channel that back within your favor massively. You speak about psychology, as you mentioned about Rewired. You see how all it takes is one or two trades to lose your confidence. As you
hmm,
can imagine, you try and tell that person that was a bad idea, don't do that. They're like, yeah, but if I make
yeah,
that again, then I'm up positive. I was like, yeah, but you can't.
yeah,
It's so random. That would be like me hitting the jackpot in the casino. It's the same thing.
yeah, yeah.
So you learning the right way is absolutely essential.
Rewired, rewired my mind and my thoughts. Now, 12 years later, I can make my dreams and goals come true.
So Elias, your equity curve stood out to me in particular. This is the exact type of equity curve we like to see because everything about it was deliberate. It was very intentional. When you looked back, when you passed, you become a portfolio asset manager, which congratulations again, by the way. But you've ticked off that milestone. You must have looked at that equity curve and thought, this was legit. I'd done this. It wasn't just one trade. What was running through your head when you passed? Something you visualized in your mind? Did you look at the equity curve and take that into consideration? Talk us through that.
Yeah, of course, I looked at the equity curve and yeah, it was like the first trade. I lost the first trade, but then I just steady growth like yeah, a little win and then a break even, then yeah, again a loss, and then just steady growth the account, and yeah, then to finally pass. But it wasn't really a one big trade or two big trades. It's just little wins and little wins that brought me there to the profit target. And yeah, of course, I was really happy when I passed. I passed actually. Yeah, I would say I passed quick. So in nine active trading days. Um, but yeah, I then have to had to be patient and to actually finish the 21 resting active trading days. And yeah, just be to stay patient and yeah, to then finally pass. And yeah, I'm really happy right now and also proud of myself. The journey, I'm still very early in my journey, in my training journey, and also in the Falcon community, I would say. And but yeah, I'm very happy at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, well, congrats. Let's go into that. So, how long have you been in Falcon?
So in Falcon, I'm in since September 2022, like 10, 11 months now. Um, yeah, and actually um, in trading in general, so I started trading or to know about trading in December 2021, but in the beginning it wasn't really trading. So I saw a story on Instagram, and then I ended up in a signal group on Telegram. So in the beginning, it wasn't really trading. I just copied the signals in in my MT Trader 4, and yeah, I was like running in a circle, some wins, and then I lost it again,
Hmm.
all the profits, and yeah, until I then yeah started to question a bit this whole trading thing,
Hmm.
and yeah, actually was browsing through YouTube and saw videos. Of course, there were so many voices and so many trading gurus or mentors, and but then I actually found Falcon on YouTube and your videos, and yeah, just I felt um, I felt that I wanted to sign up for the membership at Falcon because I just felt that it was the right decision, and it was the first membership or the first community I was in, and also the first strategy I learned. Yeah.
That's amazing to hear. So from signal group to actual proper education, I'm pleased to hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
Even within that period of time, you've actually done this relatively quickly, which I'm really impressed with. And it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter. Like everybody's journey is different, and you cannot compare. Some people started off with the right education. You started off with signals. It is what it
Yeah,
is. All that matters
yeah.
is you're here now. You have the pathway. What does the next step feel like to you? I'm sure you're proud of yourself. You've ticked off this achievement. You're now a portfolio asset manager. Do you feel calm and relaxed?
Yes, I actually feel calm, relaxed, and centered at the moment. And I know what brought me to this to this place actually. And I just want to continue the same habits, the same routines. I did since like last 6 months, I would say. Um, just to continue like that and do the same things. Um, I think that's the how I want to continue. And I actually, of course, I created a plan how this year should continue after I passed now, and then I'm a portfolio asset manager. Um, so the next steps for me just grow the account slowly and steady, and incrementally to six figures first, and then beyond. Yeah, and of course I want to achieve my golden number, and yeah. So these are the next steps for me.
So how close are you from your golden number? Is it two doubles from memory?
Yeah, it's two doubles to achieve my golden number. Yeah.
Nice. See, that's so close within reaching distance. So within that, so what talk us through that, right? There'll be many traders in the community and externally that are striving for a goal like this. Maybe some of them have struggled to get to that. They've gone through multiple assessments. You said something interesting, which I think is good that you've got that consciously. You're not forgetting what got you there in the first place. So you're staying very calm and relaxed. This is a process that I follow. Have you always found it easy to follow processes? Has that been something that comes easy, or is that a learned behavior?
Yeah, no, I think in the beginning it was a bit hard, but it came slowly to actually follow the processes, because in the beginning, so when I started to actually learn the strategy and everything, when I went through the foundation series and the quick tips, I I think I was a bit I had a wrong mindset. Maybe it came from the signal groups. I don't know.
Most likely.
I came a bit with the came in the Falcon community. I think with the wrong mindset. So the rich, quick mindset, and so all the things I saw on social media and YouTube, and I just realized I wanted to rush the process, so I wanted to skip levels in the beginning. I just wanted to that it happens fast, and that success happens fast. And actually, I got rewarded for doing the wrong things. Like when I was in 4 months in the Falcon community, and I just finished the rewire program for the first time. I was in such a momentum. I built such a momentum after the first time I finished the rewire, and I was also in a rush to actually then sign up for a funded challenge
Mhm.
directly after rewired, and I actually got funded within six active trading days on a six-figure account. And it was just so early on in my journey, and just all the bad habits and the things I did wrong actually they weren't away, so they were still there. And I actually, in the first week on my funded account, I was like up 14%, and then I until I started to lose the first trades, and then like all the bad habits started to creep in again. Like of course I over traded, and yeah, I didn't manage risk properly. I All my positions were high risk positions, and I started to lose some trades, and yeah, then um, yeah, until I finally lost the account before the first withdrawal. And yeah, this was like, I would say, the biggest challenge I've faced so in my trading journey until now. Yeah.
Trading is one of those things that you can get rewarded for doing the wrong thing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
However, if you learn in the right way, you can channel that back within your favor massively. You speak about psychology, as you mentioned about Rewired. You see how all it takes is one or two trades to lose your confidence. Isn't it
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
how you can be really,
Yes.
on the ball, two trades,
Yes.
you take a couple of losses, your mind starts to play
Hmm.
tricks on you. Am I doing this wrong?
Yes.
Was this the right trade?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
doubt creeps in just on a think about it. You could
I
win
just
eight trades in a row. Two trades can start to mess with your mind.
Yeah, I just gave, then I started to gave back all my profits, and
Mm.
until, yeah, my emotions were all over the place. Firstly, of course, positively, but then, yeah, it started to uh, get negative, and self-talk. I got greedy. I wanted to make back the profits, and
Mm.
where I was before. And yeah, of course, I then lost it. And but I'm a bit I'm also a bit happy that I lost the account before the this big withdrawal, because I think if I would have like a payout, such a big payout, maybe I would have continued like that,
Yes.
um, more time, yeah, for a longer time, yeah.
Oh, easily. You would have gone down that path without real. The market will almost see it as like a debt. The market will take it back eventually. If you're not ready for
Yes,
it, or if you didn't make it in the correct way, the market will just find a way. Almost like a gambler that goes into a casino. He might make 100,000 on the roulette, but eventually he'll go in
yeah,
again, and he'll go into.
yes,
You know what, they find it worse that people that get paid out in a lot of casinos. So let's say you go in, you make £50,000, you're more likely to be in debt after the money. Strange, isn't it? Like, you've made
yeah,
50K. You could think, why don't I just put 10K aside just in case if I'm
yeah,
reckless? But they don't. They end up
yeah,
losing the 50. And then because of the high of the 50K, you think I could make 50K again. So you get
yes,
a
yes,
loan out. So
yes,
you're in a worse position than what you
yeah,
started. So it just goes to show you how psychology is such an important thing. But you mentioned something which I can tell you've had the shift. When I asked you about what's the next step, you said slow and steady, slowly grow the account, because you've obviously
yes,
realized there's no shortcuts in this. Let me just do
no,
things slowly. You're going to get
yes,
there anyway.
no, and just, yeah, manage risk. It's more important to manage the risk than than the profits, actually, and to be a risk manager. I made this shift, and yeah, it helped me a lot the last 6 months, and when I made this shift to actually focus on the risk more than the rewards, because the
Mhm.
rewards, they will come. Yeah.
It's an interesting perspective, isn't it? When your mind truly thinks about trading from, I'm not
Yes.
here to make money, like
No.
because I can't control it. It's a weird paradox, right? I'm not here to make money, but I will make money if the risk is managed correctly. It's a strange way to look at it,
Yes.
but I
Yes.
believe that is the most proficient way to make money. From now you going through all the resources that you've got, do you feel clearer and structured that if it's mindset training, you can go through Rewired multiple times. You know, you can revisit that in a new unit of time. From a systematic point of view, as how you're trading, does it just feel clear to you now? As like, right, I'm on the right path. Now I just need to buy my time and eventually two doubles, quit my job, for example. then again and again? Does that just feel clear to you? Have you got the clarity on it, or is there anything that maybe you're unsure of?
No, I actually, what helped me a lot to get clearer about the strategy and was to go through all the weekly trading your weekly trade recaps. So I
Nice.
went through them all since 2021 and until today, and it helped me a lot to see actually how you manage the trades, how you enter the trades, and it helped me a lot to then implement it directly in my trading. And yeah, of course, you mentioned a lot of psychological things also there and technical things. And yeah, this I would say this helped me a lot. But of course, also the Rewire program, which I went through the last 6 months several times, and just yeah, implemented the things directly in my routines, in my morning routine and in my evening routine. Um, yeah, I would say I got much clearer on the whole on every aspect, like not only technical, psychological parts also, and yeah, so the whole package. I would say
I
yeah, I'm
love that.
quite clear about. Yes, yes,
That's good to hear that. I would say if we move into the recap part, because we understand, right, psychology is extremely important. It doesn't matter how good you are technically, if you don't have that framework, it's going to be difficult for you to perform results consistently over time. But you've got that there. I'm clear on that. What's more important, what's also very important, which I think you've done, which I think will be really useful to people going through the Falcon content right now, is the recaps. Do you know what's really interesting about what you said? I, of course, have done a lot of podcasts. I've done a lot of podcasts with successful traders that have got to the next level. And there's two things I would say that's in common. Rewired, so psychology based, like really taking it serious in terms of habits, routines, identity to avoid self sabotage and all of these things. That's one
yeah,
part. But for some reason, the recaps come up as well a lot. It's the
yeah,
recaps. If I was to pinpoint it, I noticed that the traders that do the best, they're almost extra intentional with the recaps, and it's almost like a weekly piece of content that sometimes goes under the radar. Of
yeah,
right, I need to watch the midweek, I need to watch the Sunday market breakdown. But I find the traders
yes,
that get there, they can tell me, "Oh, Mark, you know that trade that you took 4 months ago." Like I've even
yeah,
forgotten about the trade and they know about it. So I
yeah.
noticed that. So it's interesting that you said that.
Yeah, but it was actually when I saw the podcast of Tom,
Yeah, Tom's
he
a beast.
mentioned that, and I directly it was actually the last thing I didn't went through the recaps, and he mentioned that that he went through them, yeah, back and forth, and then I directly started to go through them since 2021. So and yeah, it helped me a lot to see how you see the market and to actually um, yeah, ask also better questions to myself. Would, for example, will Mark take this position or not, or yeah, things like that. Yes,
I'm glad to hear it. You see how success leaves clues. It's very, very simple. And the fact
yes,
that you paid attention, we actually got so much great feedback from Tom's podcast. He's really applied himself, a very, very young chap.
yes,
And he's been such an incredible student from day one. And I'm glad you picked that out, which goes to show you, if you can become the type of person that can utilize content, look how beneficial it is. Just because you was listening to that one detail, you took that,
yeah,
and there's probably a high correlation between you thinking, well, I need to be a bit more intentional with these recaps. You've us
yes,
unconsciously or intentionally figured out the answers, and then you're at the next stage. I'm curious. Everybody takes trades to, I wouldn't say differently because we trade the same way, but if you was to pinpoint, is there a specific entry that you find yourself taking more of? I'll give you an example. We have hook points like an AFT entry. Is there a
yeah.
time frame that you found within your trades that you take? Do you often find that, right, I have a lot of consistency when I'm using the 1 hour chart, or I seem to be really good at taking small 5 minute flags high up in the run? I'm just curious, have you found anything?
Yeah, I think it's the a hook point and then the ascending channel with the three touch that leads to this hook point or
Hmm.
breaks above and then break back in. And I would say I mostly enter trades on the 15 minutes
Hmm.
um, time frame. I would say this setup yeah fits or I actually entered the most. Yeah, I would say this one
Nice,
is.
because it's important for you to know that as well. And I'm always looking for similar traits in how people utilize the content, because as you can imagine, newer traders, they come in and they want to jump to the 5 minute as soon as possible without mastering the higher time frames.
Yeah, yeah,
I think even time frames like the 1 hour is really misunderstood or
yeah,
underrated.
yeah. I had to come up because in the beginning I also jumped directly on the 5 minute and it was just too early and then I really deleted the 5 minute of my trading view and I just focused on the 1 hour and on the 15 minutes. So these
Nice.
two time frames are the most yeah I would say the most traded or that I look to. Yeah.
I'm pleased to hear that. I'm curious for you, right? So you're based in Switzerland, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So is there many traders that are in Falcon or just in general that you know? Or are you the
Actually,
only trader?
I only know one trader because I'm in a group with Morten and Nico from like Germany,
Nice.
Austria, and Switzerland in this WhatsApp group. But if not, I don't really know another trader here in Switzerland. I didn't connect to other traders here in Switzerland, so yeah, I would say I focus more on my journey and my progress, and then yeah, maybe I was a bit more in the shadows, I would say, in the community also. Yeah, yeah.
But that's great that you can find people to connect. That's the beauty
Yes,
of
yeah,
the community. You know, you're in Switzerland, you can connect with people in Germany and all the people you mentioned, great guys, right?
yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just so good to be able to have that support network and be able to see the level of progression that other people are making. It makes you work harder as well. I'm sure people will
Yes,
listen to this podcast and think, I've maybe not been working hard enough. And I'm sure people have already written down, I've not been intentional enough with the recaps. I already know that, but
yeah,
that's good, right? Because it
yeah,
highlights certain things. All of the resources, they're all there. That you've got access to the same dashboard, nothing different. How you use it, that's entirely up to you. You seem very
yeah.
focused on, like you said, you're focusing on yourself. How have you found being in the community, especially coming from a signals group? What was your impressions of, Falcon? We're a very supportive community. We want everyone to do well. We have high standards. What did you feel like coming in?
Yes, it just motivates me to see how everyone is heading in the same direction, and this great willingness to learn and to improve and also to help each other. So everyone is helping each other out, and yeah, actually, I want to say also a big thank you for all the messages and congratulations. It was really, I appreciate all these messages, and yeah, it's just great to see, and I'm very proud and happy to be part of this community, and yeah, and I'm looking forward, of course, to see as many students yeah succeeding and ticking off their goals also. Yeah.
I think that's the beautiful thing about it. And when you go to things like meetups, you meet people in person, you really see that you develop, friendships and
Yes.
connections with people that also want you to do well and they're doing well. I
Yeah.
think it's a very powerful thing.
Yes, I hope to be soon on a meetup. I never was on a meetup, but I hope to make it
Oh,
next time. Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Well, we're going to be having them. We always have them all over the world. We've got
yeah,
one coming up. Of course, we've got Dubai at the end of the year. We
yeah.
have
Of course.
the local ones near where I live. We have Manchester. We also have potentially Amsterdam soon. We're looking into Germany and
Yeah.
Amsterdam as one in Europe as well. And we had Vancouver recently. So
Mhm.
for us, I've
Yeah.
I've always found this part important because trading can be very lonely. As you said, if you weren't in that environment, you'd just be by yourself. And maybe you would have succeeded.
Yeah.
I'm not saying someone won't. However, I just think it just takes a long time. You know, you got to figure out the blueprint, the thought process. How do you know if you're on the right track? Even when you're winning, as you mentioned earlier, you can be rewarded for doing the wrong thing. What if you do the wrong thing for a long time and then you realize, oh, hold on a minute, but that made me money before, so surely that's the right thing. I've seen
Yeah.
people trading for 6 years, and because they made money the wrong way, they stayed in that mindset for 6 years.
Yeah.
Because I remember this trader, he made like something like 20 or 30K, but the wrong way. As you
Mhm.
can imagine, you try and tell that person that was a bad idea, don't do that. They're like, yeah, but if I make
Yeah.
that again, then I'm up positive. I was like, yeah, but you can't.
Yeah.
It's so random. That would be like me hitting the jackpot in the casino. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you learning the right way is absolutely essential. What's the plan for you and now to the end of the year? Have you got anything mapped out, or are you kind of taking it 1 month at a time?
Yeah, of course, to scale up on my funded account, and yeah, to level up to my golden number. So these are my next steps, and to then have the possibility maybe to, yeah, to do the transition for part-time, or then finally quit my job. At the moment, I still work full time, and yeah, actually, so I want to just to scale up, but incrementally and slow, and just continue with these habits and these routines as I
Mhm.
am in right now. Um, because I feel good at the moment, and I just want to continue like that, and yeah, take off next goals. Yeah.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Do you think that you will go full time straight away, or do you think you'd go part time? What is it that you do as well?
I work actually in the unemployment office of the city where I live in,
Mm-hmm.
of Bern, of the capital of Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I work in the office, in the administration. But yeah, I think I would do the transition to first part-time and slowly then go full-time, yeah, to quit my job, yeah.
Yeah, nice. I think it's important to have that plan because many people get excited thinking I'm two doubles away and then that's me out. I'm quitting my job. But sometimes you just slow is fast. And me and the coaches, we talk
Yeah,
about it a lot. Slow,
yes.
it really is because think about 2024 end of Q1, which isn't close, but also isn't far away. You might have had four doubles, right? That puts you in a completely different position. And then that way you can transition slowly. And then before you know it, you're in a good position. I'm
Yeah.
I'm curious, what has your journey been like of support when it comes to, let's say, family? Is this something that you've had a lot of resistance, or are you kind of left to your own devices, like with friends and family?
Um, no, I would say, yeah, of course, my wife was a great support. She's with me every day, so of course, she knows about trading, but um, if not, I didn't talk that much about trading since now with friends or other members of the family. I just kept it more for myself, and um, yeah, of course, my wife was always there until now, and yeah, I think I want also to give something back to her also, and we have a daughter, 1 year old daughter, and so life, um, maybe sometimes it's, yeah, we both work full time, and life can get really um, yeah, just so a lot of things happens with a little child, and but I think. yeah, my wife supported me all the time, and yeah, I just want to give back something to her and also my daughter, and to then finally just have more time in family. Also, this is like a big goal for me also. If not my number one goal, to have the freedom to spend time with my wife and my daughter. Um, yeah, and I'm working for that every day. Yeah,
Very clear on what you want to do. I love that. I think that within itself has shown why you've been so focused because you know straight away. And that feeling of knowing how you can give back to your wife and to your daughter, I think is a powerful feeling. I honestly believe that if more people could tap into whatever that is, so for you, it's very clear, right? You know exactly why you want to do what you do. A lot of people, they think they have their why. So they might say, my why is freedom. That, I mean, who doesn't want freedom? Everybody wants freedom, but it's got to be deeper than that because that's what's going to make you be more intentional with the recaps. That's what's going to make you listen to podcasts and think, what can I do to follow in the footsteps of all the successful ones? What are they doing that I'm not? Like that level of aggression and hunger will come through when you really, really want this. And I think you've clearly shown that. What is
yeah.
what would you say from your observation? I know you've not been in Falcon for a long period of time, but it's also not a short time. You've still been applying yourself, and you said you've been working in the shadows. What would you say? Any advice for the community? Any advice from someone who maybe they've been funded and unfunded 4 times? Maybe they've gone for assessments 3 or 4 times. It's not worked out for them. Maybe feeling a bit disheartened.
Yeah, just maybe for someone who just started, I would say, don't just give yourself enough time to really lay the right foundations of the strategy, and also to be aware of your mental state and your thoughts about while you're trading. And yeah, just don't try to skip levels of your
Mm,
natural growth. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes it's meant to be hard, or yeah, but hard to actually then come out of the situation stronger. And yeah, just maybe a little advice. I I would say cut out all the noise. So I really I deleted all the noise on my social media and YouTube, and I just listen to one voice, your voice and the coach's voice, and just focus on one strategy and one mentor, and just yeah, do it until you succeed. And yeah, just have faith in yourself and trust in your intuitions also. And yeah, I would say that's my advice I would give.
that's some amazing advice. If people would listen to exactly what you just said, I believe that's been a big reason why you've been able to stay so focused because you yourself have removed all the distractions in the first place. How can you
Yeah,
be distracted if you've got rid of them?
yeah. So just to build the momentum, you have to just focus on one thing, and I just I did that. Yes.
Well, we're incredibly proud of you. I'm sure you saw, as you mentioned, everybody congratulating you must have been a great feeling. And that's
Yeah.
the culture that we have. That's the culture that we want to keep on thriving. And this has been our most successful year, and you've now contributed to that. So,
Yeah.
honestly, seriously,
So the
congrats. It's not,
breakthrough year, yeah.
it
2020.
really, really is. And it's not an easy thing to achieve what you've achieved. You know, you should soak that in and be proud of that because, like, I bring it back to the original part, the equity curve shows the true picture. And that is what I would personally focus on for you. I would be
Yes.
focusing on, I done this all deliberately. So let's not mess around with this and also sit with it a little bit. You know, you just
Yeah.
getting to this next stage and just embracing the fact that, right, I'm a portfolio asset manager now. Let's not get ahead of myself. Let's just repeat the process, rinse and repeat. I'll get to the next level. If it takes 6 weeks, 8 weeks, who cares? I think that is
Yeah.
way more important for you than anything else. So I'm glad you've led by
Yes.
example. I want to finish off with a closing question that I think will be
Mhm.
quite interesting. Everyone has their own everyone has their own pastime of things that they do. Like some people like football, some people like golf, hobbies, things like that. Is there anything? What would be something that people don't know about you that you think that is useful to your trading? Is there anything you do outside of trading that you think actually has helped you inside of trading?
Um, so yeah, I played football a long time.
Hmm.
So my whole youth, since I was 6 years old, until 23. Now I'm 30. Um, and yeah, I was quite. I actually didn't make the breakthrough to professional football, but I was very close. Um, but when I was 18 years old, I had my first knee injury, like surgery on my ACL,
Right.
like the first time, and then I was very close to professional football, and yeah, it was in that moment it was hard to yeah to take, and after that I never really made the breakthrough, and it happened again three more times. So I now had like yeah, four knee surgeries on both knees, and I think those experiences, they they were like in me until now. So like a negative, like the self doubts, like that
Mm.
I didn't make it, and when I was younger, and like the am I worthy of success, and questions like that, and I just had in my mind. But um, I have to say, really rewired rewired my mind and my thoughts. Also, my of course my self image I had. Um, I really corrected my self image, and yeah, I'm actually now 12 years later, I can make my dreams and goals come true, and for that shows just that Revive is about much more than trading.
Mhm.
Um, it's yeah, it just affects every aspect of life, and also experiences you had in the past that were negative maybe, and yeah.
I can
So
see that. I
that's a
can
bit
see your.
my back story, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the beginning, yeah, it affected my trading negatively because of my
Of course.
negative thoughts, and but yeah, and yeah, the questions if I'm worthy of that, of achieving those goals and things like that. But I yeah, I actually managed to rewire my mind and my self image. Yeah.
You've done it. And I can see the identity shift has happened. How powerful is that? You realize how all these things are connected. If you didn't feel worthy of it, you'd become a portfolio asset manager, and you would subconsciously find ways to take trades that don't fit your plan. And you'd look back
Yeah,
after
yeah,
and go, "Oh, I deviated from my plan." But we can avoid that by correcting the self-image in the first place. But
yes,
what you've gone through, I mean, that must have been tough, dealing with all the operations and the setbacks and the self-doubt. But you can clearly see
yeah,
that you've had that shift, and that you
yes,
full faith and belief, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how and why I'm going to do it. And that really stands out. I'm incredibly proud of you, seriously. I
yeah.
love stories
Thank
like
you.
that, because it would be easy for you to be stuck in that negative vibration, but you've come out of it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Love it. Well, I hope to see you at a meetup very soon. It's very important to me to be able to shake hands. And of course, it's an incredible
Yeah, me too.
atmosphere every single time. But my last piece of advice, and it may sound simple, but Rewired Right 101, it's so simple, people will miss it. Just do the simple things consistently, but do them well. Hold the identity of the type of trader that does the most simple acts flawlessly. If you can be that
Yes,
person, everything else will take care of itself. The
yeah,
results are going to keep coming.
yes,
Two doubles away as well.
yes,
Two doubles, my friend. That's
yeah,
that's much closer than you think. So stay level headed, And
Yes,
it's a
thank
pleasure
you.
to
I
speak to
will.
you on the podcast.
Yeah, for me too.
Thank you
It
so
was a
much.
pleasure. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. It's been a pleasure to learn about your story, and I'm sure everybody now is about to go get into the recap. So thank you for the little chat.
Yeah.
We can thank Tom for that. So no,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Elias. Have a great day, your end, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah. Yeah, you too. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.